One brotherhood, one ship. Stay bearded, stay villain. One brotherhood, one ship. Stay bearded, stay villain. It's BV. It's BV. It's BV. It's BV.
Yeah.
It's BV. It's BV. It's BV. It's BV.
It's BV and Jellified, Jimmy Beam and Bly. Reaching highest where we reach, yo, it's highest to the stars. Beats in the villain Jeep, vibrating other cars. Whose world is this? Yo, we say the world is ours. So we grow beards, no fear, photos so clear. Take another shot, so to speak, yeah, more beer. BV worldwide, put a fist to the sky. Cheers, cheers, New Year's, dope rhyme, good vibes. My crew speaks power, Chi-Town bleeds power. Knowledge, wisdom, and truth in the final hour. Respect, loyalty, family, charity speaks power. Bearded Villains, brotherhood speaks honor. Forwards and onwards, stay villain to the end. I will never shave again because my beard is not a trend. I represent excellence, leadership, and never follow. I'm a BBC member, yo, lieutenant of Chicago.
One brotherhood, one ship. Stay bearded, stay villain. One brotherhood, one ship. Stay bearded, stay villain. It's BV. 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 Yo, all I see.
Hello and welcome. Happy Friday night, everybody, and welcome to the Heart of a Villain, the live stream. I love saying that. This is the Heart of a Villain, the podcast and live stream devoted to the Bearded Villains Worldwide Brotherhood and the lives they are changing all over the world. Everybody, welcome. Happy Friday night. This feels a little weird because for the last several weeks I've been standing. I decided to sit down tonight. A little bit of a lower back tweak, a little bit thing here. So I am seated tonight. It's weird. Those of you listening on a normal podcast platform won't care and won't even notice. And maybe those people watching live don't even notice either, but that's okay. That's okay. It may not look too different. Welcome, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. This has been a fun, interesting, crazy week, hasn't it? Especially those of us here in the States. Wow. I'm not even going to get into the politicking of it. We've seen more of our share than we need to for a lifetime of all that stuff. But boy, we sure are seeming to have a lot of fun with the Bernie Sanders memes, aren't we? Those things are going everywhere. It's to the point where now you have no idea where he's going to show up. He's been out there in family photos and all sorts of crazy stuff. He's been joining movie stills, and it's very interesting and fun to see. But yeah. Fun times here in the U.S. Thank you to everybody who is listening, taking some time out on this Friday night, watching us live. I mean us, not just me, it's everybody. We've got a fun one for you tonight, guys. We are going to introduce something to everybody that is not specific to BV and BV relations. But what it is, well, we're gonna have some fun talking about unicorns and stuff. We're gonna talk about unicorns and stuff. I'm talking about the Unicorn Squad that two of our brothers from Bearded Villains New York Upstate chapter have started, and we're gonna get into that here in just a few minutes. But very cool stuff. I think it's something that everybody can identify with, and I think it's something that everybody can just kind of enjoy. And we don't have a whole lot going on in the world of BV specifically right now. And the nice thing about that is it gives us a chance to focus on a few other things. Downside to that is that we don't really have a whole lot of specific BV business to talk about in the world of BV, but it gives us a chance to take a step back and talk to some brothers about some other things that they're doing out in the world. And we've got two good ones tonight. So I'm really looking forward to that. If this is the first time you've come on board and watched us, I am BP. I am the captain of Bearded Villains, Northern Indiana, but more importantly, I am the host of The Heart of a Villain. We are on episode 67 now, and thank you guys so much for being here. Episode 67. If you are listening on a normal podcast platform, thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe to your podcast platform or whatever it is you can. Also, if you can, and if you already haven't, if you enjoy the content that you're getting here, if you're really getting something out of it, if it's brightening your day, or if it's just something that goes on in the background and just kind of makes your day go easier, do me a favor and get out there and comment, leave a little comment out there in whatever podcast platform you're listening to. It really helps out with the metrics, makes them shove the podcast up into other people's faces a little bit more. And it's not so much about me getting any kind of recognition or credit. What it can do is push the Bearded Villains message out. And that's what this podcast is all about, telling everybody what the Bearded Villains are doing in and out of the world of BV. And I'm all about wanting to push that message out and share the news of everything our chapters all over the world are doing. So, and it's a really exciting time right now. Things are starting to kind of open back up. We're starting to see some events creep back onto the calendar, which is always a good thing. We've had a few cancellations here and there, or at least postponements in a few different things. But I'm really hopeful for 2021 now. We're starting to see some progress, and that part is really exciting to us. So anyway, I will mention this once later on again, but theheartofavillain.simplecast.com. Theheartofavillain.simplecast.com. That's, of course, where you can go out and listen to every one of the previous podcast episodes, but more importantly, you can go out and grab some of that podcast merch. The Heart of a Villain shirts, patches, pins, poker chips, all that fun stuff. theheartofavillain.simplecast.com. I want to give a shout out to everybody who is here in the house, at least commenting, that I can see who is in the house here live with us, spending their time on a Friday night. If you're not commenting on the live stream, I don't know that you're here, but I do appreciate you all the same for being here. Rob is always here over in the UK. It is morning time for him, very early morning time. Jay, how you doing, buddy? Brent's here in the house. Click, click. Let's see. Jess is coming in. Jess from all the way over in the California. Jess is here. It's been a bit. She's been so busy with work and everything, she hadn't been able to tune into the live stream. So it's always nice to see. Zachary, how you doing, buddy? So yeah, this is good times, guys. Good times. Oh boy. So if you guys, those of you who are first timers, and I know there's a couple of you out there that are first timers here, find the little subscribe button on the YouTube platform where you can check off that little subscribe thing, so you are alerted to all of our future videos and future live streams when they drop out, and you can get all that alert stuff and all that good stuff. So now that all that business is out of the way, I wanted to take just a few seconds, and I like to try and when we can, and when I hear about things that some of our chapters are doing, I like to advertise for them if I can, to help out with their charity efforts. Sometimes people will send me information if they've got a new merch drop or if they've got some specific charity endeavor that they're working toward, and I will share it here. Other times I just see something come across the Instagram airwaves, and I will make a copy and make a note to go ahead and do that. So if I've missed you, I do apologize. If your chapter's doing something and I haven't mentioned it, I do apologize. Please send me a note. I try to see as much as I can, but obviously you know how that whole Instagram algorithm thing works. Sometimes we just don't see it, and that sucks, but that's the way of the world it is, I guess, sometimes. So I wanted to mention real quick here. No, I'm not going to talk about that yet. Not yet. Whoops. I almost let the surprise out. Okay. First, I want to talk about this. Our Nova chapter, BV Nova, has a new pre-sale going on that they've just dropped. A pre-sale on a color patch. It's their first color patch, I believe they've said. It's red and kind of a gray with their really kind of old school, sweet looking logo. 4x4 inches. It's a $10 pre-sale for their Nova Color chapter patch. And then they've got a chapter hoodie that's all gray with with their red logo, their X Factor on the front, and their hoodie or their bearded guy. I'm not sure what his name is. I'm sure he has a name. I just don't know what it is. $30 for that hoodie there. So hook up with the Nova Chapter boys and, grab some of that good merch. It's always fun when somebody comes out with something new that we just haven't seen before. It's new to them. So we always like seeing that. And our brothers over the border here in North America, up in Canada, Okanagan, Bearded Villains, Okanagan. They got a new Scully tee out. It's ranging between $20 and $27. Kind of a cool design here. A little subdued, but yet stands out. I like it. Good times. It's on a dark gray shirt. Those of you who are listening, not viewing it right now. But this Scully t-shirt is available. Goes toward their charity efforts too, as I believe. $20 to $27. Hit up the Okanagan boys up in Canada for further information on that bad boy. That's always good to see. Also, there will be a short time. I haven't really predetermined. I'll open it up if anybody wants to later in the show, later in the podcast show here, on the Line app. If you have the Line app and you want to call in for an audio call under the podcast, give a shout out to something, talk about something that's on your mind. I don't care what, as long as it's not super profane. If you want to get something off your chest or if you just want to talk, I like to try and open this thing up a little bit here toward the end of the podcast if you're interested. So that's my Line ID. You can find me on there. I'll be on the lookout. If you're not already friended with me, I guess I have to accept you first. But then I'll bring you in on a phone call if you want to call into the show. And just make it somewhat clean anyway. Appreciate that. So if you're interested in that kind of a thing, just give me a shout. All right. So guys, this is a fun one. This, what we've got here, I'm going to share with you, is we have a couple brothers that just dropped some merch for this endeavor that they have called the Unicorn Squad. And I heard a little bit about this 2 weeks ago, when one of these fine gentlemen came on and did a short little video when I did the one-word challenge. And he kind of mentioned there was this unicorn thing, and I said, I'm going to get back to you on that. But they've created what they call the Unicorn Squad. And I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to let them tell it and explain it because they can obviously explain it much better than I can. But it's a very cool thing. They just opened up their store to raise some funds for this endeavor. They're raising funds for the purpose so they can make it get officially designated as a nonprofit, which is always a great thing to do. And I can really see this thing blowing up. I really can. They've got great hearts for it. They've got a really fun idea. And I think it's just going to be, I think it could really blow up and into areas outside. I'm hesitant to say it, but I'll say it anyway. They have something on their hands here, and it may blow up, maybe bigger than they imagine. So, which is cool, which is really cool. I think it has legs for sure, and I'm really excited to see where they can go with this thing. So, what I'm talking about here is, as I said, the Unicorn Squad. I was speaking with Joe and with Nick, the co-founders, the co-founders. I know it's co-founder, but anyway, if you're not referring to yourself as a co-founder, or is it still co-founder? Anyway, the two founders of the Unicorn Squad, that's Joe and that's Nick. I'm going to let them tell you all about what the Unicorn Squad is, what they're doing, and when we come back, I'm going to share with you some images of their merch that they've got going, all that good stuff. So please help me welcome the Unicorn Squad. Today, I have a couple of really special guests for us here to talk to. They have started a really cool endeavor, and I wanted to let them tell you all about it. I learned a little bit about it a few weeks ago, just a little bit, and they've done some really cool work on this project, and they're up and running with a store. I'm gonna let these guys tell you all about it. I'm here with Joe. I'm here with Nick, both from New York, upstate, Bearded Villains. But more importantly, they're here with the Unicorn Squad. Guys, how you doing?
Good, brother. How are
Excited.
you?
Oh man, I want to hear all about this thing. Tell me, tell our listeners and educate me a little bit. I know I've heard a little bit about what Unicorn Squad's all about, but you guys, Joe, Nick, you take it. Whoever wants to talk first. How did this come about?
All right,
Go ahead,
Joe,
Nick.
Joe.
I'll let you start it.
Okay. Well, we came into the chapter together. We really didn't know who we were, what we were about. All of a sudden, in one of our chat rooms, he pulled out a unicorn hat, head on. A couple days later, I was going to my girl's daughter's birthday party, and she made me a shirt called the Unicorn Squad, and it was a guy with a beard and a unicorn horn. We both clicked, and months went by. We kept talking about the Unicorn Squad, and next thing you know, we went to our first charity event up in Lake George for the Polar Plunge. And we decided let's take this to the next level. And we got full outfits from head to toe, glasses, shoes, just unicorn stuff. And when our chapter and people in the hotel seen us come out in our hotel rooms with these outfits on, they were like, "You got to be kidding me!" So then we decided to say, "Hey, listen, this might be a good thing. Let's make it an opportunity and let's change the world somehow." And that's what we did. We came together and we became the New York Unicorn Squad. And we have a lot of work in the works right now, and it's gonna be good. We're changing lives one smile at a time, and just from what we accomplished yesterday, from opening our store to now, this ride is gonna be the long run. We're here till we die, and we just want to make change. We just want to do what's right. We want to give back. We want to help communities. We want to help kids. We want to see kids smile. Unfortunate people that can't afford a bill. We're here to do that. We're here to put in the hard work so families could be with their families to support them, be there, and we could be in the warriors in the background pushing this and just raising money for a cause. That's it, for good causes. And I couldn't do it with anybody else besides this guy right here. And I'm so happy that we are in the same chapter. We're brothers, and we're more than family. And we're taking this Unicorn Squad to the highest level we could possibly go. And you're gonna see some good things in the future.
Man, I love it. Joe, why unicorns? Of all things, just because they're a mystical creature? What sparked the unicorn idea?
It came from years ago. I did a lot of time on ambulances when I was younger. I did like 15 years work on an ambulance, and I was always the oddball guy, being heavily tattooed and had pierced ears, and it was still very strange. So the girls in the ER used to always refer to me as the unicorn because I was like the bright, colorful guy always standing out amongst all these dudes, and they were just super clean cut in uniform. So I ran with it years ago and bought like a rubber unicorn head, and I would just show up to events like friends' weddings and barbecues or whatever and throw the unicorn head on. And that was just kind of where it started for me. And then I met Nikki over there, and we just kind of ran with it. And I don't think either one of us ever expected it to become as popular as it did, especially with like the Bearded Villains. But even guys outside of our chapter, everybody just kind of loved it. They all embraced like me and Nikki just acting fools and having fun and laughing, and it just put smiles on everybody's faces, like he said. And so we thought, maybe we could do something more with this and kind of branch out and focus on some children's charities and just try to bring that smile back and just, have a good time. And no matter where we go, whether it's a charity event or whether we're just having fun together, we bring the unicorn stuff with us and just try to make everybody around us laugh and smile and have as much fun as we're having.
Wow. So there
he is. It's a beard with a unicorn. That's it.
So Nikki, what's it like? I mean, you mentioned a little bit about the response that you get when you dress up. Let's take it back. How long have you guys been doing this now officially?
Since November.
Yeah, since November.
Okay. And then Nikki, what you said, what's the reaction that you get? Do you see like it's more of a reaction from adults or more of a reaction from kids?
Well, it's more reaction from the adults because you see two grown bearded men with, tattoos and, sometimes with vests with like, patches on them, like, oh, what are these guys doing? And then when you come to meet us and know us, it's like, wow, these guys got big hearts, like there's more to it than them just dressing up as unicorns and doing this. And the kids love it. One of our hopefuls, his daughter is like one of our first members, and she wants everything to do with the unicorns. She wants to be part of it, and that's what it's for. It's for kids to be happy. Like, listen, it's a time it's a time now where kids get bullied and all that. Listen, just be yourself, and that's what we're doing. We're not hiding. We're not ashamed of anything we do. We're just being ourselves, and that's why we made such an impact so far in BV and what we're doing with the unicorn scar, because we're being us, and that's what people love. They want to see your natural side, and to turn that natural side into something that we could turn into doing good things and causes for people and raising money for charities. It's like we're having fun and we're having fun, we're doing it, and it's like you couldn't be any more happier to see like these people, grown men, women, kids all around the world, just want us to keep doing this and pushing it and are 100% behind us. And that's what it's about. It's just people are happy and they can't wait to see what we have in store for this. And as we have 3 products out, and it's already kicking off, and I couldn't I'm grateful to be where I'm at right now.
Yeah,
it's super crazy. I mean, we've got patches and t-shirts that right now are going to, like, I think the furthest one away I've noticed so far is Budapest.
wow.
So like he said, the response has been crazy, and I think we get more attention from the adults than the kids. I mean, we'll get people that'll run up and want to take pictures with us just because we're 2 grown men in fuzzy unicorn onesies. So it's been a wild ride.
I love. So I'm trying to imagine. I know I've seen pictures, and I'm going to be sharing some pictures with everybody as we go. But I mean, it's so do you go to other organized events? Are these events that you guys are hosting yourself, or do you just show up at some place dressed as unicorns? How do you work around that?
The first one we did was the polar plunge, like Nikki said, for upstate New York. BV, that was our charity event for the Special Olympics that we kind of went full tilt with. And then Nikki actually went to the Smoky Mountain anniversary a couple weeks ago, and he went down there in full unicorn garb, and met some really good connections down there and some cool people that have been super supportive of us, even out into the Villainettes and the Queens. And then I know we're talking about taking the unicorn squad to the Dirty South Villains in Mississippi. Me and Nikki are both going to be at that one. And then we do have some charity stuff coming up that we're working on that'll be our specific event. A couple of them we're going to try to get some of the villain chapters that are around to help us and go in on it with us. And then we'll have some other ones too that are just going to be like our local, well, my local, Nikki lives a little further away, but my local children's hospital has a big fundraiser and event every year. We're going to try to get involved in that and help them any way that we can, even if it's just show up in unicorn outfits and just bounce around and, hand out whatever they need handed out, or whatever we can do to make some people smile.
Yeah, I gotta imagine that you guys showing up in, because do the suits completely cover the tattoos that you guys do have?
Yes.
Okay.
100%. We have swim caps on. We got sparkle goggles. We got swim shoes on. If you have hand tattoos, you'll see that. But everything else is pretty much, we're head to toe in rainbow unicorn stuff. So
yeah, we're colorful.
To say the least. I love it. So
yeah,
I mean, what's it like then I mean, for you to, how does that feel to walk up to a kid and this kid's going, what in the world is this? But I want a picture with it. I mean, how awesome is that?
I think we smile more than they do half the time. I mean, it's an absolute riot for us. Like, that's the best part of it is just watching them kind of freak out and have at it.
So cool, man. I fell in love with the idea when I first heard about it, and seeing that you guys are pushing through and getting such a great reception with it is so refreshing to see. Because one of the things I've always said ever since I started this podcast was that I love how BV chapters around the world focus so heavily on charity. But one of the things I've learned, and I love to push out to tell everybody else and remind everybody else, is that you can do a lot of really great things with BV, but you can also do a lot of great things separate from BV. And you don't have to use BV as your platform. And that's what I think is really cool about what you're doing. You're utilizing some connections within BV, but Unicorn Squad is a separate thing that you're doing. And did I understand it correctly? You guys are actually working to try and create it as an actual nonprofit?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what the store pre-sale up running right now is. We're trying to file our own 501c3. Like you said, we are a member of the Bearded Villains and we are a member of the upstate New York chapter, but we don't want everything that we do to be attached to NYUS, and they don't want everything that they do to be attached to us. We definitely want to work with them, and we will definitely, help support our chapter any way that we can. And, but we want to be our own separate entity, and we want to be able to do things outside of New York upstate that they may not want to get involved in, or, might have a conflict of interest that weekend or something going on, whatever it is, that it might just be easier. Even if we wanted to branch out, and do something that wasn't in New York State. I know, like me and Nikki have been talking, there's actually a charity called the Padre Foundation, which is out of California. That's a foundation that works with diabetic youth, and usually it's their newly diagnosed type 1 diabetics. And that one kind of hit home for me because I'm a type 1 diabetic. So that's a group that we want to work with, which, would be kind of hard to do a charity event with them in California and tie it into upstate New York. Sure. So we wanted to be able to branch out and not necessarily have to tie everything to our chapter.
Very cool. I like I said, I love it. I love the fact that guys can see this as just two guys clowning around, but doing it. And kudos to you guys, because, I mean, Nikki, come on. As you said before, it gives you a chance to be yourself. And
that's it.
And it's you never want to lose too often. Too often it seems like when we get older in our lives and we become parents ourselves, then we feel like we have to be a parental figure and everything like that, and we do, but we don't ever want to lose that childlike quality in ourselves. And too often as adults, people think that they have to do that.
And we take care of our responsibilities. We take care of our priorities. We go to work every day. Yes, we might have a lot of stuff on our plate, but that's life. If we don't keep moving, we're not going to get nothing done. And when I hear people say impossible, that's ridiculous. Take the I am out and make it possible. If someone says, nah, you know what, this might not work. You know what? Hey, if you have to break some laws and go around the person and, push forward to get what you want and move up in life, do it. And that's what we're doing by being ourselves. We're and people love that, like, who doesn't love unicorns? And we're taking the idea of making this into something big, which we also do run by our chapter. Everything we do, bring it to our table. We do talk to our officers. We talk to the members, just to make sure, we don't want to like step anything or get out of line. We keep it all together. And the whole thing about this is we're helping our chapter out too move up also. So like, we have the chapter charities, and then you have the Unicorn Squad too. Why not have multiple things working as one? As we are just one big chapter. Why not keep doing it and branch out and do other stuff? And people know us more, like, oh, BVNYUS, oh, they're affiliated with New York Unicorn Squad. The New York Unicorn Squad guys are BV members of upstate New York chapter. So like, we're doing this not just to be selfish by ourselves, but we want our chapter and our family and members to see that, listen, if you just put the work in and do it, anybody could do what we're doing. Find out what's right for you and take it to the next level. We saw that we liked unicorns, and we saw a bright light in front of us, and we put the foot on the pedal, and we're moving. And I don't think we've stopped since we started this. Late nights on the phone with each other. I think me and Joe talk multiple
Probably
times a
more
day,
than I
2,
talk to
3
my
hours a
wife.
day.
Yeah.
So we're like, and it's all good. That it's all for good cause. We just want to see people smile, and that's what it's about, man. And that's what makes us keep going and pushing forward.
Nikki, I wish you had more energy about this.
Yeah.
Because
You should see him after like 2 cups of coffee and 3 energy drinks.
well, I was just gonna say,
Yeah, I'm insane.
I thought I heard that you just woke up not too long ago, and I can't even imagine full on after you've had a whole load of caffeine, man. That's
I woke up to a bang, Dunkin' Donuts, and a home coffee, all in the same cup holders in my truck. And then I came home and I kind of crashed. And I got phone calls from the girl, him saying 911. I'm like, what happened? Did our site go down? Did we lose all the money? What's going on? They're like, no, Heart of a Villain wants to do an interview. Oh, I'm up. Let's go. Comb the hair right back. Make sure the beard's in place. Let's get at it. Let's do it.
That's great. Gee, oh man, I was like, so let's talk. I don't know, Joe or Nikki, you guys can pick. Tell us a little bit about what's on sale right now, and what's available for people to buy, and then how it's going to help you guys out.
He's gonna post it.
All right, so I'll start. Nikki, you can fill in when we get there.
All right, no
right
problem.
now we've got a patch, which is actually and the other cool thing with this too, we even tied our artwork into Bearded Villains. So I got a hold of a brother in Houston, BV, goes by El Gato on Instagram. His name's Mike.
Yeah, Mike's a good dude.
Actually had him draw up our logo and our artwork for us, and he absolutely killed it. So we've got a patch on pre-sale right now. We've got one t-shirt design, but it's on 1, 2, 3, 4. You can get one of, I believe, 5 different tie-dyed color combinations with the unicorn logo on it, because we figured if you're going to go unicorn, you might as well go bright and just be out there. And then we've also got a snapback that's got Unicorn Squad in 3D lettering on the front of it with a embroidered unicorn. The cool thing with the hat is they actually used rainbow thread instead of making every letter a different color. So every hat will be different depending on which color the threading starts when they embroider the hat.
Oh, how cool.
So right now, those are the 3 products we have up for sale on our big cartel. We are currently working on getting some children's shirts. So we know we've had a lot of people reach out that they wanted some shirts in kid sizes for their daughters or their sons. So we're currently this week, hopefully by Friday, we'll have those designs back and we can launch the kid sizes in different shirts. And then just kind of take it from there. And if the response stays strong, we'll come out with some different stuff. Right now, this pre-sale is pretty much all trying to cover the cost of our 501c3 and I think the trademarking of the name. And then after that, when we do charity stuff, we want to keep it in line kind of with what BV stuff kind of is. We want to do some patches and some shirts. There'll be some other stuff too, depending on what organizations we're working with and different things that they like. But right now, that's what's on our store, or the packs, the hat, and the shirts.
All right, it's a good way to start, man. It's a good way to start.
Yeah, absolutely.
I went out there and looked at it, and I can't wait to share it with everybody tonight. To show
Awesome.
them what it looks like. Such a cool thing, man. Such a cool thing.
Yeah, I love that logo. Mike from Texas absolutely killed that artwork.
He sure did. Nikki, what do you guys say about that logo, man? Don't talk too fast.
I love it. Okay, I won't.
I'm just kidding.
I'm
just kidding you.
I love it. When he showed me the design the one day, I was like, oh wow. The coloring was off a little bit, but we twerked it out, and within like a couple hours, he came back out with the design. It's our design, and we could do whatever we want with it. We could change it. We could have the unicorn sitting down. We could have the unicorn holding a flag. And I think it's just perfect. It gets that punk rock. It gets that. anybody could rock that unicorn. Like he said, we have kid shirts coming out because we have a high demand of kids clothes that kids want a unicorn. And when we first did this, the person that we were working with, didn't have the kid sizes up right away. So, it kind of, but we didn't stop. We said, hey, screw it, we're going right ahead with it. And it popped off. And like he said, our pre-sales for 3 weeks. And what we accomplished in a little over 24 hours, once we drop this kid drop in another week or a week and a half, it's just going to skyrocket. And the opportunities are just sky's the limit, man. There's no stopping. Like he said, we have, once we get our, 401, not 401k, our trademark in, our 501c3, once we're fully legal 100% around, then we really could, get out there. Like, we're already looking into sponsors with energy drinks, coffees, clothing. We want our unicorn brand on everything. Not because, we just want it. We just, hey, why not do something good with it, make money, and put the money that we make hard for it to put towards a charity to help somebody out that needs the help, who really needs it. And I think working with Mike from Texas, he's going to be working with us for a very long time, because what he did already with that patch and what people think about it, they love it. And it is an original patch, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
Yeah, I think people are going to really buy that stuff up, man, for sure. Now, so it's 3 weeks. The pre-sale is 3 weeks for these items right now, right? Or for the shirts?
Yeah.
Okay.
February 12th, it'll come down.
Okay, so everybody has 3 weeks to get on there, get all the unicorn merch you want for the time being. It makes the really great thing about this is it's got patches for collectors. It's got shirts for people that you want to wear shirts. If you can buy patches for yourself, patches for other people. You can buy very unique hats to wear, and it's just really cool. So whether you want to sport it, whether you want to give it somebody else to sport, such a cool idea. Now I will say this. What are you guys going to do? Because it probably won't be long, especially after you launch this stuff, and then maybe even after people hear this on the podcast and they really like the idea of it. Don't be surprised if you start hearing people say, hey, maybe I want to start a unicorn squad near me. Is that something you guys are open to franchising the name so people
it's showing up our sleeves?
Yeah. Not gonna lie, I mean, we've had that conversation, and we actually have a couple of people that we've met down south that Nikki's worked with that are super big supporters, and they want to do some stuff down there. And if this continues to go the way that it's going, we absolutely would be open to branching out and starting some different groups around that we can all kind of coordinate together and do charity stuff all over the place. I mean, we definitely don't want to stay in New York with what we're doing. We just called it New York Unicorn Squad because we're from New York. So, but yeah, if people want to get involved, once we get a little bit more of a solid base underneath what we're doing, we're absolutely not opposed to bringing that in and having some unicorn squads scattered around the country.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And then you're going to have some, I don't want to step on your toes or anything like that, but it'll probably have a bunch of kids out there wanting to have their own junior unicorn squads and different things out there. So
Let's hope so.
I'm excited for the future for you guys. It's a really cool idea.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I'm excited for it. So, man, Joe, Nikki,
yes, sir.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for sharing the story of the Unicorn Squad with us, and just stay tuned, man, because I think you're gonna the next 3 weeks are gonna be pretty busy for you.
Thank you, brother.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, guys, have a great night, and I look forward to great things from you.
You too, brother. Thank you.
Thanks. The Unicorn Squad. That's the guys, man. That's Joe. That's Nick. And they're the Unicorn Squad. How cool is that? Now, if you're watching, if you've hopefully been taking notes, you're watching live, I've got the little scrolling ticker I'll take back off in just a second. With the Unicorn store listed there, it's nyunicornsquad.bigcartel.com. Once again, for those of you who are listening, go to the Unicorn store. It is at nyunicornsquad.bigcartel.com, and you can get some really cool Unicorn Squad merch. So I want to share with you guys if you're not in a platform right now that you're able to check out what this stuff looks like. I accidentally shared the slide towards the very beginning of the podcast here. But first of all, let's share this super cool logo that Elgato, our buddy Mike over within the BV circles, lives out west, created for these guys. Very cool stuff. I think it's like Elgato_87 or something like that. Mike Love, I think is his name. Mike's a really solid dude. Great artist. Good freelance artist, man. I've seen some really cool stuff he puts together. This is the Unicorn Squad, the New York Unicorn Squad logo. Very cool stuff. And the merch, guys, looks really cool. I don't care, if you're not into rainbows and all that fun stuff, this is pretty cool stuff here. The unicorn patch is only $8.50, and it's a patch of that logo. Then you can get into the shirt game, and they have several different varieties of shirts available. All tie-dye. They actually have a white one as well, but the tie-dye versions look really cool. They really stand out with the Unicorn Squad logo on them. Those range between $21.99 and $22.99, so doesn't seem like they try and gouge you for the big sizes, which is nice. And then the hat they were talking about there, the Unicorn Squad hat, is really cool because, as he said, very interesting that each one of those hats, it sounds like, is going to be very unique to itself, depending on how it sits. So no two hats are going to end up alike in the making process, depending on how the thread wears and how the thread goes through the system. So some pretty cool stuff. That hat's available for $26. It's a snapback. So all a pre-order on this stuff, guys. Only available for the next 3 weeks. I'm sure they'll probably have orders down the road for other stuff, but you don't want to miss out on this stuff. You don't want to miss out this time around for sure. So once again, you can also find them. Jay, thank you very much. I'll share that with everybody here. Jay posts here live for us, New York Unicorn Squad on IG. If you're on the Instagram platform, just search for New York Unicorn Squad. That's their game. It's really cool stuff, guys. Get on it. Get on it. I'm excited. I don't know. It's a really cool idea, and it allows guys to. Too often we just feel like, as I said in the interview, too often it seems like we have this. I don't know. It's just this. We feel that we're obligated to live up to some standard, that we are grown adults and we can't act like kids anymore. And this is so cool because, well, if you're like me, most of you who know these two much better than I do, know Joe and know Nick really well, could probably attest to this. They seem like just complete kids anyway, grown kids. And so it's perfect that this is a great platform for them and allows them to just be kids again. And shouldn't we all have some sort of a outlet so that we can do that? I think it would be a much happier world that we live in if we could. If you are looking for an all-natural beard oil that will not only tame your beard and coarse hairs, but make your beard soft and smell amazing, check out Pulpo Beard Oils. Veteran-owned and made for today's beards, Pulpo Beard products combine the best beard ingredients on the market with incredible customer service to ensure your happiness. Whether you need beard wash, beard oil, beard balm, or some fun clothing, Pulpo is the place to go. Feel fresh, feel savage, feel confident with Pulpo Beard Oils. Go to Pulpo Beard Oils, that's Pulpo beardoils.com, and use the code The Heart of a Villain for a discount on your order. Okay, guys. So I'm going to get into the calendar of events here shortly, in just a second. We have a few things coming up that have popped off that I love to see. That's always good news, always good news. And Jay. That's right. I say you are allowed. Jay says, see, Sharissa, BP says I'm allowed to have more toys. Thanks. You are welcome. Yes, you have my permission. Absolutely. We all need more toys. We have to live, right? What's the point in living, being a part of this life if we can't live and enjoy ourselves? Life is to be just enjoyed. We need to suck everything out of this life that we can. we never know when there won't be a tomorrow. And is as sad as a thing as that is that to think about, if there's anything that, and I think I've mentioned this before, if there's anything that 2020, the crap year that it was, taught us, it was that we should really, really enjoy the moments. Enjoy the moments. It was an interview we did last year with Baby Glock from down in Tampa, and he talked about one of his friends once told him to take pictures. Take pictures. And I think it's so important for us to do that. Take pictures. They can be mental. They don't have to be physical pictures. As he once reminded us again, every day is a gift. And we have to get out there and enjoy life. And that's why I think this Unicorn Squad is so special, because it's just a constant reminder to think about that. You know, we are adults, but, you know, we have to do everything we can to make life happier in whatever ways that we can. So I think that's super duper important for us. One last time, I will pop this on just to give you a heads up. Anybody who wants to, you have one last chance now to call in on the call-in line on the Line app. Hit me up at the Bearded BP with the little microphone. Hit me up there if you want to call into the show. Otherwise, you have to wait till next week. Next week for episode 68. We're closing in on the 3/4 poll here as far as the podcast episodes go. So I'm excited about that. We've got some fun stuff coming up. It's very, very interesting, I guess is the word, that, you know, this time of year right now, we're in this weird phase, especially because we're trying to get through the COVID stuff, and we're trying to push away 2020, rolling into 2021. We've got some events coming up. But because we've been depleted and deprived of so many different events, and because places are still locked down in a lot of the countries out there where we have BV chapters in various ways, they may not be completely locked down, but there's a lot of areas that are locked down. And so a lot of the charities that our chapters and our brothers would like to work with are still under some constraints, and they can't really get out and do what they want to do, which makes it difficult for me to be able to cover. I want to, but it makes it difficult for me to cover the activities that I would normally be talking to you guys about. I would normally be sharing all the really cool things that they're doing. So it's an interesting time because we have to get really creative here sometimes. And this just happened to be a perfect timing for the Unicorn Squad to come on because they just dropped their merch. They're just setting things up. So I'm super stoked about that. So I can't wait to see what their future brings. So we're going to roll in to the calendar of events, guys. I'm not seeing anybody coming in for the live phone call session, and that's fine. That's fine. If you guys want to stay quiet tonight, by all means, please do. We're going to just scroll into our calendar of events. Okay, so what do we have on tap? Well, first thing that's on our list is February 27th. Now, as I always preface, if there's something that is coming up that I do not know about, I can't talk about it. So make sure that you're sending me all the details on upcoming events that are involved with your chapters. February 27th, we have the BVSI Polar Plunge. Southern Indiana Bearded Villains taking part in their Polar Plunge locally. February 27th. They had a really good time last year, a great donation, and they did a really cool thing helping a woman, realize a goal of her own, a handicapped woman that was in a wheelchair. It was just really touching. So I can't wait to see what these guys, Southern Indiana brothers, are going to be doing February 27th for their Polar Plunge. You never know what's going to happen at those, and those guys are pretty crazy anyway. So BVSI Polar Plunge, February 27th. If you're in the area, take part. Then we have May 21st and 22nd. This was just recently added on. May 21st and 22nd is DSV5. Now, this is going to be a big event because it involves various chapters anniversaries, roll it in to the DS5 thing as well. So I'm excited to see this thing. I'm really excited. It's in Ocean Springs, hosted by South Mississippi. DSV5, May 21st, 22nd. Do not miss that. That will be fun. June 11th and 12th is the West Coast meet scheduled, which sounds a little bit misleading because it's in Denver, Colorado. I don't know how that happens, but somebody maybe can explain that to me later. I don't think it's Denver as being West Coast, but hey, I'm all for it. I haven't been to Denver, so let's do it. The West Coast meet, June 11th and 12th, Denver, Colorado. Then June 12th. June 12th, we have Knox Villains, hosted by the Smoky Mountain Bearded Villains. Knox Villains is always a good time. That's going to be a great time to hang out. June 12th, it's going to be beautiful. Smoky Mountain Bearded Villains, Knox Villains. Stay tuned for more information on that. September 2nd through the 6th. If you are over in Spain, near Barcelona, hit up those Bearded Villains of Sweden and Finland because they are in charge of the Villain Cruise number 5. The Villain Cruise 5. September 2nd through the 6th in Barcelona, Spain, as I understand it. Hosted by BV Finland and Sweden. That would be a lot of fun. September 24th to the 26th is the East Coast Meet. 24th to 26th of September, the East Coast Meet in Parkersburg, West Virginia. Hosted by the Bearded Villains of West Virginia. I am excited to see the details on this. This is only a short drive for me away. Relatively short. And I had a lot of fun at the last East Coast meet I went to, so I know it's going to be a huge event. September 24th to the 26th. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. And then we're going to roll in. That was September 24th to the 26th. And then we've got sometime in September. We don't have an exact date yet. But we have the Brothers Only. Now, this is that event that was well attended. We had a great attendance on it last year. The Four Corners meet. As most of you know, the Four Corners meet is for brothers only. No families, no kids, no spouses, just brothers having some brother time. Four Corners meet hosted by the Bearded Villains of Phoenix, New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah. And it is in Cortez, Colorado. So it's a camp out event. You go out into the wilderness, you camp. My crazy butt would be in a camper. So if I came, I would have to, I don't tent camp anymore, boys and girls. My tent camping days are way beyond me. They're way, way in the rearview mirror. So if I went, I would have to find a space where I could just roll in with a camper because I'm like that. And yes, I would be upset if I couldn't have TV and all that stuff. That's the way I camp. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. But now with the podcast, if I rolled up in an RV, you know what? It gives me all sorts of stuff and ways to be able to run a podcast from out there too. So that would definitely be a plus. Four Corners meet September, sometime in September of this year. Four Corners meet in Cortez, Colorado. Good stuff. Well, guys, that's what I have on the calendar of events so far. I know it's going to be exciting when the year starts rolling in and we get more events coming in. Can't wait to share that stuff with you guys and see what is out there in the world of BV land. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know what else to say. We're just going to fly in, guys. Guys, that's going to do it. Believe it or not, that's going to do it for this episode 67 of The Heart of a Villain. Remember, you can still buy those shirts, patches, pins, and poker chips and all the good stuff at theheartofavillain.simplecast.com. You can also listen to all previous 66 episodes of this podcast. And I would recommend, if you're missing any, get out there and listen to some. It's pretty much required information at this point, I think. Absolutely. Guys, I want to challenge you to be the villain that the world needs you to be. Because what, Jay? The heart of a villain never stops beating. Finally, guys, as I always say, please remember, it's okay not to be okay. If you are hurting, please find a brother to talk to. Remember, it's okay not to be okay. So for now, guys, enjoy the weekend. Have a great night. Enjoy the week ahead. Take care and stay safe.
Live with the script, high off loops and kick spit rhymes with the b-boy Twitch, grabbing my junk and shit like it's 86. Shelly told 3 stripes we on. Hey, you know the B.I. It's BV worldwide fan ties, stateside across ponds, no borders. I am my brothers, keep your facial features covered, stay feeling one. Brotherhood.